Holy cow, Planet Coaster 2 just got announced. I have already watched this video once, but I sort of wanted to do a reaction because I didn't really take it all in. Yeah, let's get started. So first thing, we have the B&M Dive Coaster returning. Hopefully, they have the narrow track version, because that'd be super cool to have two different kinds of dive coaster in the same game. But also, look at the restraint models. These are much better than the original game. I tell you, the original game were very unrealistic, in my opinion, and not really refined, while these are much more refined, in my opinion. And coming up is the big part of the game. Look at this. That's a water slide. Holy, Planet Coaster 2 has water slides. But I'll get back to that in just one second. Because what I also noticed is, look at these characters' more emotions. Like, this guy's grabbing on to the restraint for his life here. The original game, if I remember so, had very basic movements, character movements. So, like, they would maybe shiver if they were in fear, or, like, have, like, a different facial expression. But they were never this detailed. So, if the final game has that, it's going to be much more realistic, which I think is their goal with this game. But keep going. So this is the model for the floor of the pools, I think, which actually looks pretty accurate and pretty realistic. Yeah, looks good. Okay. This first big shot, it confirms a few things. We will have the Aero Vekoma style looping coaster back, but if you look, those trains do look a little bit more refined. And also, we have the Intamin Giga returning, which, I mean, that was a great model to build with in the game, so I'm glad they're returning it to the next game. But also, we have inner tubes and pool noodles confirmed. So, that's great. What I hope they do, though, is have inner tube specific slides, because those are my favorite. I love those slides. Whoa. Yeah, this is a big shot. The first thing, well, I'm just going to start in this sort of area, like a top left. First things first, we have an Intamin Mega Coaster, which at first I was like, isn't that the same as this? Like the cable lift version, like the Giga? But when I looked really closely, this has no handrail, or it might at the top, but that the cable extends lower, like it does in real life. Now, we fast forward, this one has what looks to be a chain that ends at the top with a handrail that goes all the way down. So, that's pretty cool. And also, those look to be slightly more refined trains. They're obviously the just regular Mega Coaster trains from Intamin. So, I really like the design of the trains, so I hope they keep them. Then, also in that area, we have what looks to be a 3-bench PTC Woody, which, I mean, those rides in real life. Yeah, they had those in the original, and now they have them in this game, so not too much of a change there. But going down, we have big pools, So I'm hoping you're going to be able to change the size of the pool. And that looks like one of the bowl slides where you like keep going around till you drop in the middle. That's pretty cool. And then moving on to this side, we have purple rocks, which means that you'll likely be able to change the color of the rocks because those are just your standard gray rock. And also, one thing I noticed is that the station for the PTC looks very elaborate. Now, what I'm hoping this means is that Planet Coaster will allow you to pick between different stations instead of having to do what you had to do in the old game, which was make a building around the station, which usually didn't end up looking the best. Now, as we go into this top sort of right area, first thing I noticed, that's B&M track, that's a new model. Now that will be revealed in the next scene. I'm not going to give any spoilers in case you've seen the next scene yet, but that's a big new model. And also, there are tons, and I mean tons of hotels back here. So, what I'm hoping they do is add sort of, like, you drive a car and park at, like, a hotel and then go there the next day, sort of thing. Like, what you do in, like, an actual park. So, I like that there's more hotels. And also, there is a new Ferris wheel that looks different to the one in the old game. But it looks similar to, I want to say it's the London Eye. Is that what it's called? But, next scene. Whoa! B&M Surf Coaster. Confirmed. Look at that. Looks very similar to the one in real life. I wonder if the seats will allow you to go up and down and like change them, sort of like what you can on the X2 Aero style trains, where you can actually adjust the seat, its movement. And then obviously you have the same vest restraint style restraints that you got in the old game, unlike the Sky Rush style ride that was in the old game. It had those style restraints. Then here, I don't know exactly what this flat ride is, but I mean, I've seen it at a few parks. I don't know who makes it. If you know more about it, please tell me in the comments. And then this slide, it did actually reveal something to me that I didn't previously know, or like it shed some light on something. There's going to be different types of track on the water slide. So you can see this one has like no guide rails on the outside. This one does have those sort of guide rails, and then this is enclosed. But something else is that I don't think that the water slides are going to have as much like movement as the coasters. So it's probably going to be more of a easier type of thing to build, where it's just like go down at a certain angle, then flatten out, then turn at a certain angle, just so that you can't make anything too crazy in the game. But I think that'll actually make it better overall. So then this looks to be almost like a POV. So what I'm hoping is that you can do like on those test runs in the original game, you can like see the POV not while a rider is actually riding it. So not when the ride's actually open. So you can test it more efficiently. And then this scene's actually pretty interesting because you might be able to build on flat rides or like make custom flat rides and possibly even coasters. So that'd be super cool. Also, what I noticed is that there's obviously a different Chief Beef, but also there are different gates to enter. So maybe that means something, but probably not. One second actually. Before I get to that scene, look at that operator's booth. It does not have anyone in it. Which I know is probably super simple, but what if the operator could actually go and check restraints like they do in real life? That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. Okay, now in this scene, what it looks like is there's going to be much more options for hotels. You can see balconies on the left, and windows in the center. So maybe more window options. But also, there's a car. More specifically, I think that's a VW Beetle, but that's besides the point. If they have cars here, does that mean that they're going to have cars in the actual game? Because if they have cars in the actual game that NPCs can drive around, then possibly instead of having the characters be teleported into the park, they drive into the park. And then they park, then they pay for their parking, and then walk into the park, and then pay for their experience at the park. Or even, because I assume this game's trying to be more realistic, they adopt a system very similar to real theme parks, and they add, season passes that the guests can purchase, and then you could, look into, when you can see what the people are holding, it shows, their season pass. And then they could have a just higher one-time fee to get into the park rather than paying per ride. And then they could even have ticket booths where the cars buy tickets for parking. That would be incredible. That would be super duper cool. If Planet Coaster could have that, it would be super elite. And that would really differentiate it from a game like No Limits 2, which, that game has a heavy reliance on, realism for the specific coaster, but what if this game really focused on the park? That would be super cool. So, this shows that King Coaster is going to be returning as a mascot. And then this scene shows that there's going to be different mascots with, I assume this is Queen Coaster, but you might be able to customize the inner tube. That would be pretty cool. But also in this scene, why does Planet Coaster have 2 mega coasters in the same park? Anyways, so that's the ending scene. Yeah, so I guess to wrap it up, this game is coming fall 2024. We do not have an official release date yet, but we do have our first look at gameplay at the end of July. The game's new tagline is going to be Create a Splash, which obviously makes sense because there's going to be water slides in the park, and that's a main focus of the new game. Yeah, so you can buy it on Steam, Epic Game Store, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to get this game when it comes out, so I might have to subscribe to Planet Coaster to get it when it comes out. But do you guys want to see footage of me playing the game, when it comes out? I'll definitely do that. And maybe I might do a live stream. If I can, I'll do a live stream. That'd be super cool. First look at the game. That'd be awesome. Yeah, if you guys want that, just comment if you guys want it. I'll for sure do it if you guys want me to make that sort of content. I'm sort of an avid gamer, so I can give my honest review of the game. I love the original, and this one looks even better. So yeah, hopefully they add a more realistic park system. That's the only thing that I could sort of wish that the game would have. And also, one more thing that I wish they'd add. If they had a Velocicoaster style Intamin launch, a new Intamin launch, that would be so cool. Because that's a model that I personally love to build, and that'd be super cool. Anyways, that's gonna do it. Are you guys gonna be playing the game? Tell me in the comments below. See you later. Bye.